Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Heck, it could be the middle of the night. If you're here with me, I am happy to have you. Please, brothers in the chat, go ahead and put a one in the chat if I can be heard. Just let me know if I can be heard, if I can get a one in the chat. Okay, I'm seeing the ones. My audio must be okay. Okay, got the ones in the chats. First, let me start off with say, please hit the like and subscribe button along with that notification bell so I can offer you this content more and more. Today, I've got a very interesting topic. I've got some reaction I want to do to Sunshine Shoulders. Sunshine Shoulders. He put out some really interesting content the last couple of videos about just, the true nature of women in the Philippines and how it's not incredibly different from all women. Woman nature, female nature is female nature, as a lot of us know. But recently, maybe the last year, 2 years, there's been a push to really glorify the Filipina in particular. And even Filipinas are got some channels and they're kind of painting a picture of what it's like to be with a Filipina and how lucky you will be. And I like to preface this by saying I agree that Filipinas are beautiful women. They treat you really well. They're thoughtful, they're caring, they're family oriented. Everything that they say that they are, I believe they indeed are. And is not to take anything from them. However, there is kind of a situation going on where they're being glorified so much because they do have some qualities that, Western women lack. However, when Western women counteract that and kind of say, well, these women are in certain financial circumstances and maybe they lack opportunity. So that's why they're interested in you. Well, a lot of us think they're being haters, but they're not too far off in that women are women no matter where they are, but they're going to react and kind of have a different impact depending on their circumstances. And in these videos, Calvin does a really good job of laying that out without being offensive. We're just getting down to the nitty gritty and explaining it. And he's there with his Filipina that he is with and in a relationship with, and she's gracious enough to be completely honest about it and transparent. I think it's beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of react to this, and let's look at the conversation that they have and what it means. Let's see. I think this view is a little better. Here we go. We'll go to this.
So if I would have built that one room, like a studio, one CR and with a kitchen area, a simple place like that, you would have been happy with that.
Of course.
It was me
Satisfied. Of course.
who went overboard and spent $1 million pesos on the house, the lot, the guest house, the fancy fence. See, I did that to myself. Those were my plans. That wasn't Marilyn's plans. And this is how we get in trouble, guys. It's not about what she wants. It's about what I want. And then when it's all said and done, we try to blame the woman. So I just wanted to know today, how is it that I've already spent over 2 million pesos and she's never asked me? So that's just part of the reason. Because let's face it, they never ask us for money, but they sure expect it. Do you expect your foreign boyfriend or husband to help you?
Yeah.
Is that why you dated a foreigner?
No.
Well, why did you date a foreigner?
You know my past.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
I'm not going to.
Okay, I want to stop her right there because it's really interesting what just happened. He asked her directly, is that why you dated a foreigner? And her answer is going to be no. Of course, who wants to admit that? It doesn't sound good, right? But as she explains later, you'll find out that, yeah, maybe it's not the only reason, but it's a major factor, the finances. She had some experiences with a local men, and, they couldn't handle all of the responsibility, just from an income standpoint. Maybe her needs are going unmet. And I like to preface this, some Filipino men are amazing providers and can handle it no problem. Some even have multiple wives in down in Mindanao, and they provide for all of them in the Muslim aspect of the country. But some might struggle for whatever reason. Maybe they're just young, they're still working through their career. Us American men all know how that is, dealing with American women. So it's the same type of thing. And then she's going to explain how a foreigner can help that. So it's not the only reason, but it's definitely a factor.
They told everything about
Right.
my past.
You don't have to.
Yeah. So this is that I have work. I am so focused to my work. I am so focused to my kids.
Okay.
Then one day she go, okay, I'm tired. I will try to be in foreigner, which is I don't have luck with a Filipino.
Yeah.
Right? Because a Filipino, they're so irresponsible.
Yeah.
So
So she said it real quick, but if you make it out, she said, I was really focused on work and focused on my kids, which is what a lot of American women say. And she said after a while, she got tired. I believe she's in her early 40s. And we all know women, when they hit, a certain age, they get sick of taking on, the huge load of all of the finances on themselves and their kids and their family. So they usually want, a strong man. Men become more valuable at that point. But in her mind, she was like, let me look at a foreigner, right? Because, foreigners usually have a better income source from their home country for the most part. Not always, but for the most part. So she's looking at a foreigner. Once again, it's not the only reason she's with them, but it's definitely a major factor.
Your whole life you had 2 Filipino boyfriends. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Which, at 30, she was 36 years old. I mean, serious boyfriends I'm talking about.
Of course,
I'm not talking about crushes and all of that.
No, I don't know how to play. So when I got my relationship, it's really...
So you didn't have luck with them. So you said you're going to try for
Yeah, I will try for him. But not really, though, because I'm too busy. I try to get into that dating site, just so you know how I get in there.
So why didn't you try for another Filipino man before? I mean,
well, because of that trauma for all that what happened to me.
But what about you? You was telling me before, you said that you ran out of patience because he couldn't help you fulfill your dream.
That's right, because
okay, so once again, woman nature. She's a lovely woman, and she's being so honest. She says, you know what happened to me, right? And we see this on TikTok and all throughout U.S. culture. When a woman's explaining her side of the story, it's like things happen to her. She's got this like she's kind of a victim. Like you'll never know what women have done, to add to the situation of what happened and why the breakup happened, whatever have you. I was going to have this happened to me. Like I had trauma because of this and this. And she admits that she went and intentionally got on dating sites where foreigners would be at. She was looking for them. Absolutely. Because she wanted some help. She wanted a strong foreign man to improve her life.
It's weird. Sometimes you get lucky. We're not, I'm not generalized that, But the thing is, my experience is, I have a dream for my kids, right? I want to have their own place.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, a Filipino is hard to them to get, especially when your boyfriend they're trying, their best to give you this, but of course they need to hard work for that, but it's not enough. Especially their own needs, they have their own needs too, and we have, something like that.
So you ran out of patience, basically.
Ran out of, okay, yeah, of course.
But that's not the reason you left him.
No,
that's the reason why you didn't.
Big reason
that's the reason why you didn't want another Filipino.
Yeah.
So you said, if I get a foreigner, maybe he can help me along a little quicker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Then when I get there, okay, I will try this because
Now that is female nature 100%. Doesn't matter where you are. This is just economic differences between, a brother from the USA and a local Filipino man. We have the same issue with our local, USA women. He's trying his best to provide her with what she needs and to improve her life, but he's struggling. He's working hard. It's hard out here. And consequently, she ran out of patience and she decided to move on and go find a foreigner. If that's not textbook hypergamy, I don't know what is, right? So in America, the middle class man is dealing with that when she runs into a rich man or a man with more money than him and she leaves him. We complain. But this Filipino man is running to the same thing because she's going to a foreigner. I'm not saying she's monkey branching, but it's the same concept. It's female nature. She ran out of patience. She needed what she needed, so she went to a foreigner. Let's keep it moving.
maybe who knows that I need somebody's help too, and
Yeah.
I want somebody to be loved. That I who love me, accept was my kids, treat my kids as their own.
Right.
That's the woman want, especially a single mom.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm trying to say, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you why we even came up with this topic. I just got out of the shower, I'm drying off, and the videos are coming across my feed, and one was like, Filipinos looking for love, or will she find love, right? And I read it out loud for some reason, and Marilyn heard me. She said, "Nah, she ain't looking for love. She's looking for money or looking for a better way to live, a better life." And I said, "So is that what you were looking for with me?" And she said, "No," and started talking, And I said, "Well, so what are most Filipinos doing on those dating sites?
So
What are they looking
let's
for?
say,
What, in your opinion?"
here. If the Filipino can afford everything that what you have right now, do you think we can go with you all? No. We just stay with the Filipino. We have the same culture. We can we can, what you call this?
Yeah.
We can understand each other. Why always get so hard if he can give us what we want?
Right.
Right? Where we go, you all.
Mm-hmm.
If he only have it here,
Right.
of course not. Why I'm gonna suffer that I need to catch your culture, I need to understand your culture, that we have
Yeah.
same culture, that we can understand each other.
Yeah.
If he can, provide us. So, of course, we will try, because who don't want a better life? We want.
Ooh, wee. She told it straight up. I have never, and I've seen plenty, the Filipina P, gosh, all these different channels, family life with Leah, Maya, all these different, Panay, who are explaining why they want to be with foreigners, why they love foreigners, and even Rebuty's got this traditions of Filipinas dating foreigners and like all the different double standards and different rules that they have for foreign men that they don't have for local men, Filipino men, right? Because this scenario, she's saying it straight up. You're not the first choice. If a Filipino man can provide, she's going with him. However, some of them have a hard time because the economy is tough. A lot of things just happen with the pandemic. I mean, that can make it tough. That can make him leave a man if his job isn't that good. Why would she go with you if a Filipino man can provide? You think she's gonna go with you? So let's be honest, passport bros. American women are right. They're not incorrect in what they're saying. They're saying it in a really mean way and a denigrating way, but they're not fully wrong. They're really not. They're just kind of hurting people's feelings and offending people, but their core message, their delivery is wrong because they're a bit emotional, but their core message is correct. And Marilyn right here explains it. And as you get into it, I'm going to show you another clip where it can get even, what's the word? cunning, clever, and they're looking at certain types of men for certain types of reason. I'll get to that a little later. Let's keep it moving.
A better life. The love will be followed.
Yeah, but so,
Until
that's
you
a
get
bummer
the
then. The bummer alert, Filipinos are just like all other women then.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And I think it's not that we can't what's the word, what I want to say.
Well, let me stop her right there. You see how she admit that's the most honest I've ever heard a Filipina be about this topic. She says, of course. They're just like all other women. Of course we are. Cal said, well, that's a bummer. I mean, either you're aware or you're not. Female nature. It can be a bummer if you didn't expect it, but if you're traveling around these countries and, you're looking at the culture in, the Western culture, and then you're going on to a new culture to look at different aspects of life. When you do deal with the women, hey, they're still women. But, you got an advantage because, you got a currency exchange that works in your favor. And, maybe that can cause you to upgrade to a woman that is of a higher caliber than you can get in your home country or something like that. So you benefit, but don't get it twisted and think that female nature is a female nature. That is a woman. Okay, I'm going to move on to another video where instead of...
Thank you so much for stopping by again today.
Instead of her just admitting and it kind of coming out and her being honest, this video is more so about Filipinas being well aware of this dynamic and leveraging their youth and beauty to minimize the time that she spends with you and maximize the payout that she gets from being with you. And they're well aware of it. The whole society is, the whole culture is. It's usually the foreigners who are the only ones who aren't aware. So this is why as I've dated Filipinos and Thai and Chinese and, different women from different cultures and American women, I've got very specific rules and sort of ways I engage them for a serious relationship. I won't share all my secrets now because I earned them over a lot of time and effort traveling and engaging in these cultures, learning languages. However, there is a specific way, maybe I'll share it in another video, for you to not get tricked and not get out leverage and to make sure you have the leverage. Here we go.
Rich old foreigner quickly dies. Translated into Filipino, that means
matandang mayaman, madaling mamatay.
Or the 4M. And I was shocked because I'd never heard that expression in 14 years. But it happens every single day here. Every Filipino that I asked knew about it, and they laughed when I asked them about it. Now, what is it basically?
Well, it's basically like when a young woman looking for an old man that easily to die, is quickly to die. When old rich man.
So then when he died.
Ooh, I love how honest she is. Oh, she telling it. So a young Filipino will intentionally get with an old foreign man, maybe have a baby with him. I recently heard there was a foreigner, 79 years old, had a baby with like a 19, 20-year-old Filipino. That man is going to die soon. Everybody knows it. He's probably got within 5 years left, right? And then she's got a baby with them, so she's definitely going to reap the benefits of the wealth that he's accumulated during his life, unless he structured something that very specifically says my assets go here and go there. But when they knowingly do it and they seek it out intentionally, now you're getting into, female nature, that like kind of the dark side of female nature. But there's no difference. They're just different country, different circumstances, and you fit into that a certain way. You can take advantage of that and usually make sure you have a strong hand, or you can fall to it and thinking it's all about love and all that kind of stuff. But just be aware. Be aware. It's always best to be aware, no matter where you are in the world.
That's
When he
right.
died, of course,
They get it. They get
They get
everything.
everything, and she can do everything what she wants to do. You know, it's easy money to get
Yeah.
rich like that.
See, this is what is shocking to me because, you know, we all know we would see these old men with younger women, but we think that the women are desperate. They're really not. They're doing this intentionally. The older you are, the better. If you want to know if you're being had for this 4M scam, I call it, all you have to do is look at your age. If you're 85 and she's 35, she's doing the 4M.
Yeah, of course.
And everybody around her knows that's what she's doing.
Yeah, because I heard that word, you know, when I was little. Then basically, my friends, you know, somebody told me, oh, when I get a certain age, I'm gonna look a 4M. So, you know, matandang mayaman, madaling mamatay. Oh, well, that is easy money because when you get that old man, old man, of course.
Yeah, see, the older the better. A lot of the old men.
See, what she's saying is she knew this at a very young age, 6, 7, 8 years old. When I get older, old enough to, you know, date, I'm going to get me an old man so he can die and I can get his assets. I can get his wealth. It's an easy way to get rich. Little young Filipino girls know this, right? And so when you watch these YouTube channels, like I said, different ones, Filipina P, Rebeauty, and they kind of paint the picture of like how you need to be as a foreign man placating to Filipinas and her family. And you see that she explains the traditions of Filipina dating foreigners and like what the foreigner needs to do and, you know, what has been done in the past. Hey, it doesn't mean that this is what we need to do. These aren't the rules. This is what they hope to get and they convince you to do, but it's up to you. In my opinion, honestly, it's the best case scenario to craft your relationship in a way that it's in her best interest to be with you and treat you well, and she's going to do better like that than she will if she leaves you. But if you ever put her in a position where you didn't build her a house, bought her a lot, built her a house, and the house is paid for and done, then if you make her mad, it's in her best interest to leave you, kick you out, and stay in her house. So why would you build something permanent for a relationship that's usually temporary? Usually, you know, most people have 7, 8 relationships throughout their lifetime, and these days those are old stats. These days it's way more relationships than that. So keep it in her best interest. Like, you know, Calvin's gonna allude here. You can rent her a place, or you can like rent a spot, or buy yourself a condo where it's actually yours, and she can live with you or not live with you, or you can help her with her bills, but don't give her an incentive to leave you. It makes no sense unless you don't mind her leaving you.
Watching this don't even realize that they're being targeted. They don't want real young guys fit like me for real. I mean, if you can find them, fine, but the older, the better. The more money, the better. So it's like they're hitting the jackpot. Mm-hmm. They don't have to put up with us for so long. Mm-hmm. And then, hey, they're going to live the rest of their life rich, to do whatever they want to do. Yeah, so do they care that people laugh when they see them with the old man?
No, they don't care. Of course, they're thinking about their future. They're thinking about what he wants.
Quick money.
Quick money, you know. Especially when the old rich man into them, fall in love with them, you know. Yeah. So
now, do you know, we're not going to say any names or anything, but are any of your friends involved in the 4M?
Of course. Many.
Would that be, would our relationship be considered 4M? You're 41, I'm 60.
No.
What would it typically be, like what, 20 and 60?
Let's say you're 60 and you're with 20 years old, something like that. Yeah, typically like that. You're a 4M for that.
So let's say, for instance, if I'm 75 and my girlfriend is 39, would that be 4M?
Well, if you're rich, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're rich, you know.
So you have to be rich to qualify for the 4M. You have to be
rich to qualify for become a 4M, of course.
But what is rich? What do Filipinos consider rich? Like what? How much money could afford to have, if they say, oh yeah, this is for him.
He can afford that because he can buy a house and lot. He can buy a car. He can put the money in the bank, a millions. That's
for him.
For him.
So you know somebody that's doing that now.
Of course, a lot. I know a lot.
Yeah. That the man died.
And then of course. Yeah.
And then they got the money.
They get the money, So
what are they doing
down
now?
there, I'll have her own car.
So
have another,
boyfriend around the same age.
Yeah, around the same age.
It's normal then.
Yeah, it's normal. It's just okay. Forget the 4M. I already have my M. It's millions.
Yeah. Oh wow. Let's say that word again.
Matandang mayaman, madaling mamatay.
Is that Tagalog or what is that?
That's a Tagalog word.
Okay, so they broke it down pretty well right there. She explained it. After the old man dies, she's got everything she needs, got her house that he built, got her car, got money in the bank. Now she's going to go and get a Filipino man around her age who she really wants, right? So you can see how cunning it is, how clever it is, how intentional it is. So, be careful when you see these YouTube channels that hype up Filipina as the perfect women. They're so loving and and I'm sure they are. They are actually, I've dated them. They are. And that's what we want. And so it's not like we're not getting something out of it. But be clear, all women in the world are doing business with men. If you don't have anything to offer to make their life better, they're probably not going to be with you because they are doing business with you. So that's a Filipina from her mouth to God's ears. We all seen it. She says, of course. She has many friends that have done this. Yes, this is what she's going to do. Yeah, they engage men, for a lifestyle increase, right? Women play for keeps. They play for real. Men want a physical release and to be treated well by a lady, hearing nice words and having affection, and they want a different life. They literally play a much tougher game than we play. They're getting more out of it. So if that's going to be the case, just make sure you get what you want and you have the leverage. You can't change it. Female nature is what it is. It's not really a bad thing. It's how they evolved and it's how they survive. Okay, so they said if you're rich, like you can buy a house, you can buy a car. Let's look at what rich is, because a lot of us think that, rich, there's a definition in Western society of like 5 million in assets that become liquidated, and you can get 5 million out of those assets that you hold, or you make like $1 million a year, something like that, is rich. But let's look at Filipino income. All right. And I'll do my best to convert this to dollars. I kind of have a rough idea in my head of how dollars convert to pesos. Okay, so poor in Philippines, 10,000 pesos. And that works out to about $200. Yeah, about $200. And, I've even heard Filipina P say, this is how much foreigners give Filipinas to help their family every single month. So, I mean, even though it's poor, a family can survive on that if that's the only income. But if they have a job and maybe they make that a poor income, 10,000 pesos, and you give them 10,000, now they're up in the low income but not poor. So if you look at the low income, that's 10,000 to 20,000, 20,000 or 21,000, 21,900. That works out to about $400 US per month, right? So this is another reason why passport girlies from Western culture can't do what men do, because the men literally make $400 to $1,000 a month, and all women are hypergamous. So the only men that they can really deal with are American men or Western men because of their living standard. They're just the most expensive women on the planet, to be real with you. Okay, lower middle income, 21,000 to 43,000. Once you get up to 43,000, you're looking at like $800 a month. And then solid middle class is 43,000 to 76,000, which is $800 to $900 to about $1,200, $1,300 dollars a month. And that's solid middle class. So $1,200 a month is solid middle class in the Philippines, right? And then moving on, 131 to 219, right? So, you're dealing with 2,000, maybe 2,200 a month. And this, if you guys looked at my previous video on how much money you can save working overseas and having free accommodations and working at a school or whatnot or some type of sports, you're probably going to make about 25,000 to 35, 40,000 a year. That's going to be saved free and clear, right? And that's fallen into the rich category because 219,000 a month is about $4,000 a month. At the end of the year, you're probably looking at like 40 to 50,000, and that's full on rich. So a lot of American men can afford this. A lot of American men are rich, right? Most brothers, gosh, all of my friends make 50,000. Most of them in that 40 to $75,000 range. Just normal middle class. Sometimes they don't got enough money. Sometimes they are good for a vacation, but they got the cars and the bills paid for, but they're not stunting. Definitely not. But you go to the Philippines and you're flat out rich, right? So when she says rich, if they're rich, that's what she's talking about. That's why they just seek out a foreigner, because they're saying he's rich. Because by their standard, our middle class, not even upper middle class, just our normal middle class, even somewhat paycheck to paycheck, converts into being rich over there. So that's what they're looking for. So that's why it's easy for an American man to go to the Philippines and have his pick, because he is a top 1% or top 10%, whatever the percentage is. He is that. He is a high value man over there. That's the fact of the matter. Now, what he does with that and how he spends it is going to be up to him. And I advise, like I said, incentivizing her to take care of you well, to be loyal to you, and then she can have an increased lifestyle just based on her proxy to you, right? But don't put her in a situation where she can have that lifestyle and you're just banking on her loving you or appreciating that so she stays loyal. Don't do that. That's your fault. At the end of the day, it's your fault. And I won't go back to the videos, but that's what they say. She says that. She says, you're a grown man. How can you have any issue with what happens to you when you decided it? Everyone's grown. They don't feel bad for doing it to you. It's just, if you do it, then you suffer the consequence. And that's just what it is. Shout out to Ty City. He said, whatever happens after you trust a woman is your fault. It's your own fault. And that's true. Everyone says you're the leader, you're the head. Well, you bear all the consequences. So the one thing about women is you can't blame them ever, because you don't have to walk up to them and talk to them. And for the most part, they won't approach you. You approach them. So because you approach them and engage them, they pretty much are able to have zero accountability because you didn't have to go talk to them. And that's the bottom line. Okay. Once again, please like and subscribe. Comment below what you think about this video. Shouts out to Sunshine Shoulders, Calvin, for putting together this important topic. Because like I put in my description, simps are ruining the environments. They're paying too much. They're doing all these things that they're not even being asked for. And they're trying to feel like a big man, and they feel like it's appreciated, so they're happy to pay. But you're messing up the economy for foreigners who are going to date Filipinas. Messing up the expectation. It's unnecessary. Simps ruin the environment. These women are in an economy that is much smaller than the United States. And so when you go there, you have an economic advantage that's beautiful. And you can live comfortably, and you can get a nice woman, treat her well, she'll treat you well, and you'll have everything you need, and you can have a very good life with her. But simping just increases their expectation as to what they can get out of you, and all women are subject to hypergamy and greed, and using you, looking at you as a stepping stone to getting the things that she wants. And they do manipulate. We all know they will kind of figure out ways to get things in their favor. So It's up to you. Be a strong man. Take care of yourself. Thank you for looking at my channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at The Glow Effect. And if you need a consultation for travel, I can tell you some of my methods to keep the leverage in your favor. I can give you information about how to travel at a reasonable price. I can give you information on careers, whether it be online or in the actual economy where you work, or in the country where you work, and you actually have a very good salary, especially when compared to the local salary. I've got a lot of information from my years of experience. So if you need a consultation, you can check me out at glowysports@gmail.com. Okay. Without further ado, that is all I have. Thank you for joining my channel. You guys have a good night. Peace.